Love your brother as yourself. Pray for your enemies. Go onto the world, baptizing them. We are called to convert others to Christianity, to be the light of the world, to show Christ even in the darkest recesses of this fallen planet. We're called to love, the highest calling. How successful are we at loving others? For instance, what do you think about Islam and Muslims?
When I think about Islam and Muslims, I think of a big religion. I think of women with their heads covered, with these long dresses. I think of commitment, respect, high respect.
It's a very interesting religion, first and foremost, and also that we have a lot of similarities besides not eating pork, excuse me.
I grew up in one of the most populated Muslim country in the world. And so I get to know a lot of Muslims, and I think they're very, very committed people, very submitted in their worships and their religion.
A couple years ago, I went to Lebanon, and actually I've been there twice. And the first time I went there, I had a lot of mixed feelings. Pastor Russell's class that had prepared us for the mission trip shared about their culture and how incredible it was, and their belief and their faiths and stuff. But my family and the media showed a different picture, and I didn't know who to believe, and I figured that I wouldn't be able to understand it until I went there myself. And when I did, I encountered a beautiful country full of beautiful people, and I really saw a completely different perspective of Islam simply because I met them from where they're at.
In the United States and other Western countries, public opinion towards Muslims remains as divided as ever. Many see Islam as a religion of peace and tolerance that has been vilified by few extremists. On the other hand, many argue that Islam is essentially a violent religion, and the messages of peace and tolerance ignore a fundamental reality that it is foolish to ignore. Like any religion, Islam is complicated and contains a myriad of interpretations. Does the Muslim holy book, the Quran, condone violence? Yes, but so does the Bible. To illustrate this, here are several statements from the Bible and the Quran. Can you identify which is which? Slay the idolaters wherever you find them, arrest them, besiege them, and lie in ambush everywhere for them. Answer: Quran 9:5. He left none remaining, but utterly destroyed all that breathed, as God had commanded. Answer: Joshua 10:40. True believers fight for the cause of God. Answer: Quran 4:76. You shall destroy all the peoples whom God delivers over to you. Your eyes shall have no pity on them. Answer: Deuteronomy 7:16. Obviously, context and interpretation and application are incredibly important in how the adherents of a religion relate to their holy book. But to paint the Quran as violent and the Bible as entirely peaceful is gross simplification. After all, the Quran also contains messages of peace. O you who believe, enter absolutely into peace. Do not follow in the footsteps of Satan. He is an outright enemy to you. Quran 2:208. Why are some Muslims peaceful and others violent? Why are some Christians peaceful and others violent? Context and interpretation are key concepts in understanding why some people are peaceful and others violent. If the context of the aforementioned verses about violence in the Bible and the Quran are not taken into account, then these verses can easily be misused for evil. Additionally, interpretation of these verses will largely be based on the experience of those with learning and power over others. Should those in power decide to associate Muslims with evil or Christians with evil, naturally certain verses of the Bible and the Quran could be used against them. How should Christians view Muslims?
I think we should see them as human beings, just like any other person,
We should view Muslims as friends, like try to get a relationship with them rather than what we see or hear on social media.
Christians should view Muslims as an extended family.
In a world of terrorism, bigotry, and war, tension surrounding Islam has never been higher. In a world of multiculturalism, cooperation, and global humanitarian effort, cooperation with and understanding of Muslims has never been more important. What is your attitude towards Islam? What should be our approach to Muslims as Christians?